let's review rates, ratios, and proportions. These are things that you likely went over in grades 7 and 8, so we're just going to hit the highlights. A rate compares quantities or amounts of different measures. For example, we might say that we need 5 grams of sugar for 1 cup of water. A unit rate is a rate where the second quantity is 1. For example, we might drive 80 kilometers per hour. So that's 80 kilometers in 1 hour. Let's look at a bit of a longer question, which involves a calculation. So for our example, Bob earns $120.15 in 9 hours. What is the unit rate? So we are going to take our dollar amount, which is $120.15, and we're going to divide it by time, because we want to get an answer where it shows how many dollars Bob makes in 1 hour. So $120.15 divided by 9 hours. That is going to give us $13.35 per hour. So that is his hourly wage. Now, a ratio compares quantities measured with the same units. So feel free to pause the video at any time to just write things down. Obviously, I have written some down in advance and some down as we go. So we're comparing the same quantities, or the same units. Ratios can be written as a fraction, or with a colon. And this is what we mean. So for example, we can write 1 to 3 when comparing quantities, or we could write this as 1 over 3. And we always want to write in lowest terms for proper form. Now, if we're talking about a proportion, this is a statement that 2 ratios are equal. For example, we could say that 1 to 3 is equal to 2 to 6. So you can see on the left, the 1 to 3 is a simplified or lowest term version of what is on the right, the 2 to 6. So we could be asked to simplify a ratio. So our ratio is 120 to 15. And we do it in the same way we would simplify a fraction. So we want to find the greatest common denominator. And in this case, it's going to be 15. If you didn't know it was 15, though, you could use the trick where both numbers end in either a 0 or a 5. So we could divide by 5, and then we would get 3, and we would get 24. And then we would hopefully notice that we could continue to simplify, because we can then divide by 3 and get 8 to 1. Let's do one last example when dealing with proportions. So this one is a word problem. And we're going to say that we have a fruit salad that has a ratio of 30 apples, or 30 apple pieces, to 4 banana pieces. You don't want to put too much banana in the fruit salad or else it gets super mushy and brown very quickly. If a batch of fruit salad has 840 apple pieces, so this is a huge batch of fruit salad, how many pieces of banana are needed? Okay, so here's our question, and we want to set up a proportion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up in fraction form, and I'm going to put my information about apples on top and my information about bananas on the bottom. And this is going to help guide my setup and keep everything organized. So in our question, we were told that the fruit salad has a ratio of 30 apple pieces to 4 banana pieces. So that means I'm going to write 30 on the top of my fraction in the numerator position and 4 on the bottom in the denominator position. Now, we are then being told that we want a batch of fruit salad that has 840 apple pieces. So our apple information goes on top, and our banana information we don't know. So we're just going to call that X. And we'll say let X be the number of banana pieces. Because you should always have a little statement explaining what your variables stand for. Now what we're going to do is we are going to do some cross multiplication or multiplying on the diagonal. So I can actually write this as 30 times X is equal to 4 times 840. So this is just a shortcut. We would still be following BEDMAS, and this just gives us a little bit of a shortcut. And later on, we will be getting into solving equations, and we will be using strategies such as this and beyond. So 30 times X is going to be equal to 3,360. Because that's what 4 times 840 is. Now, we need to figure out what is X, what is this thing we don't know, and we can do that by dividing by 30 on the right-hand side. So here, we are using opposites. We have multiplication on our left-hand side, and on the right-hand side, then, to get X all by itself, we're going to do the opposite. So instead of multiplying by 30, we are now going to divide by 30. And this way, we can figure out how many pieces of banana we need. which is going to be 112. Since we're doing a word problem, we want to summarize. So I'm going to use the therefore symbol, which you may or may not have seen before. So therefore, 112 pieces of banana are needed.